All right, well, we'll get started shortly here. Man, very excited to be back. Hello, Max. I'm alive. I'm back. The Olympic break is over. Season is back on. Playoff race is about to begin. It's going to be an absolute mad dash to get to the playoffs. It's going to be real tough. They're a good team, but it's still going to be real tough. Um, really just looking forward to the next 30 odd games or so. Man, we got the deadline coming up in no time. Uh, are the Habs contenders or pretenders? I don't know. I don't know. You guys can tell me what you think. It's all good in the hood, Max. Let's see if anyone else joins us. Jack on the second PK. We won't know until there's a penalty. I don't think, but I hope we see a little bit more of Arbor Jackeye in the second half here. Very glad that he got in the lineup. Speaking of which, here's the lineup. Uh, Doc still in the first line with Suzuki. Second line still second line. Newhook is back. He's been gone about 3 months. He's back playing with Evans and Texier. Texier is also back because Texier, if you remember, was also hurt coming into the break. And then Anderson, Deneau, Gallagher making a pretty good looking fourth line. And then the defense, hold on, we're going to put that back up there. Defense is pretty wild. Matheson and Gooley. I don't really like Gooley as a right-handed defenseman. I feel like he often gets the short end of the stick and has to play on the right side. But hey, whatever, you got to get him in the lineup. Hudson Dobson, which I just think is going to be an absolute um, man. Those guys can move the puck. I think it's going to be good. I have no guarantees in this life, but I think it's going to be good. Um, and then we got Jackeye and Carrier, which I think is the right move. Ah, you're saying that Jackeye was in practice. Well, he was in practice, then they will put him. They will put him on the two PK in real life. Hello, Rick. Good to see you again. Yeah, congratulations in order for Nick Suzuki winning the silver medal. I know that he just said in an interview with RDS that it does not feel that sweet, and he's not feeling that great about it. But I do think over time he will. I will say that, and feel free to share your comments on the gold medal game or anything Olympics related. I will say that um, yeah, I will say that that game, could have gone either way. I mean, Canada should have won it. Really, I mean, McKinnon had a wide open net. Celebrini and McDavid had breakaways, lots of opportunities. They couldn't finish, and then they lost. Still a bummer, but they still made it to the silver medal, which honestly was not a guarantee. Which was not a guarantee. The silver medal. I know y'all think it was, but I thought Canada did well to beat, Finland to get in there, and then Sweden as well. They beat Sweden. They definitely beat Finland. I don't remember about Sweden. The guy who I'm really sad for though is Slavkovsky, who didn't have much of a fighting chance in the bronze medal game. They didn't do so great in the end, but man, was Slav so good. I'm really really excited that Suzuki and Slavkovsky are back. They are healthy. Thank goodness they came home healthy. So did Kapanen. Kapanen got to play that one game too, which was really nice. And man, I hope that they are so motivated from that. Didn't feel too exhausting. I don't know about you guys, but Suzuki didn't play like a whole lot. Slav definitely did, but he's young. He can handle it. I just feel like it was a good experience overall. The Habs do stand to benefit. They're not like the Penguins, who've lost Crosby for 4 weeks, or the Kings, who lost Fiala for the season. Um, I will say, very sadly, Mary Philippe Poulin not playing for the Victoire tonight. She's still injured from the Olympics, so she played hurt. I mean, we all know that she played hurt. But very sad for the Victoire. But they do have quite a bit of runway. They got like 16, 17 games before the playoffs, and they're having a good season, so I'm not too worried. Kelly Morgan, hello, hello, hello. Yeah, it's all about the playoffs now. Hello, Jules. Suzuki was a beast in the Olympics. I love it. Darcy asks, are they going to give Arbor more than 5 minutes? Well, according to Rick, was it Rick or who was it? No, it was Max. Jack Eye is going to be on the 2 PK or was practicing on the 2 PK tonight. So there you go. Nick Suzuki is the third overall point getter in the NHL on the power play, and Cooper didn't use him. Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about the usage of Suzuki in the Olympics. I mean, look, it's a team of stars, and sometimes you kind of get the short end of the stick. I was a little disappointed he didn't play as much, but you know what? He still was a factor. Um, didn't win any darn faceoffs on the power play. I don't know if Mark's coming in tonight, but Mark's gonna have some feelings about that. Looking forward to see my old friend Romanov. He is playing, right? I know he's been injured a lot. And also, Max, Emil Heinemann's back. Herb Zukowski interviewed him for the Gas today. So go check it out. MontrealGazette.com. You can read Emil Heinemann interview. Uh, he's loving life under Patrick Waugh's New York Islanders. Why wouldn't he be? Jules says, yeah, he didn't get that much ice time, but he did get the tying goal near the end of the game, which was huge. Yeah, exactly, right? He ended up being a factor, even if he wasn't, they kind of played like the same guys again and again and again, which fair enough. Max says, love Herb's column, as do I. Herb got a well needed break as well during the Olympic break, but he is back at Habs games, back at Habs practice. And like me, he'll be back tonight with Hidden Game. And I'll be back with About Last Night, doing what I do. Mr. Patrick Waugh is in the house tonight. I'm so happy that Patrick Waugh has found success as a coach in the NHL. I thought the first time at Colorado, he wasn't particularly humble, and I think he got humbled a little bit. And he's come back much older, much wiser, but still that same passion. And I feel like he's taken a New York Islanders team that people did not have a lot of faith in, and they look like they're going to make the playoffs. I think they're in a not very good Metropolitan division. That's not a bad division, but it's like there's a Metropolitan division that's kind of like lacking elite play, uh, other than Carolina. The Islanders are looking pretty good. Hello, Ryan. Welcome back. I find the more minutes Jack Eye plays, the better he gets during the game. I agree. I definitely agree. So hopefully, Jules says, yeah, Arbor should definitely get more ice time. Max says they have to use Jack Eye more. The playoffs are coming, and they have to get him in a rhythm. Yeah, guys, I was listening to Pierre McGuire today on I think 690, and he said he definitely thinks the Canadiens before the deadline are going to add a defenseman. What do you think about that? Do you guys think is that what you want to see them do? Let me know. Let me know if that's what you're thinking. That they need a defense. They need a boost on defense. All right, my question for you guys in the early going here: are you feeling confident about the Habs coming out of the break? Do you feel like they're in a good spot? Did I check out Sid Sixero? His reaction to the Canadiens wins and loss reaches close to 40,000 on YouTube. I wish I could get 40,000 on YouTube. I didn't, but Sid is great. Sid has some hard takes. I like him. I like him. He's opinionated. Um, Also, if you guys haven't read today, Damian Cox had a piece in the Toronto Star basically saying that Austin Matthews is unfit to be the Toronto Maple Leafs captain by virtue of, you know, going to visit Trump and all that. So I don't know how you feel about that one. Kind of glad that, Caulfield and Hudson weren't on the team in the end. They don't have to deal with any of the backlash of meeting with the president and, you know, having to deal with any of that. So thank you, thank you. Looking forward to chatting during intermission and post game. Are you going to be on? I'm going to be on. Yeah, it's all about the not like super late after the post game, but like yeah, I usually stick around a little bit after the post game so people can give their assessments of the game and how they feel about it. Because the top comments end up in the Gazette tomorrow, so you got to be there. As a diehard Leafs fan in the early 90s, I respect the Habs more than my captain. I can't believe I feel this way. Adam, it's fun. I was just talking about this with about what Damian Cox wrote today in the Toronto Star. That he feels that that Tavares should be the captain and that Matthews is unfit to be the captain. You're already like you're already on it. Okay. You already read it. Great. Yes. I won't begin to speak for Leafs fans or anything, but do I have the PHL game in tonight? I don't. Where is the game? The PHL game is on. Hold on, let me find out where the PHL game is on. It's on TSN and RDS. The Victoire game is on TSN and RDS tonight. If you want to watch, allegedly, you have two brothers who are Habs fans. Yes, that is the age old. They'll tear families apart, right? Leafs and Habs. No, I kid. But yes, it's very common for families to have fans across the board, especially as they move around. Am I going to do play-by-play commentary while I can't watch it? I am going to comment on the game as the game goes on. I can't. I don't think I can legally do. I'm also not talented enough to do like a full play-by-play, but I will provide like constant updates on what is happening in the game. Yes, that is true. You agree with Cox, man? There's a first time for everything, right? No, I kid. I kid. Oh, hello, Goat Caulfield. Welcome back. Demidov is going to put Schaefer in his little pocket tonight. Ryan Katz says, I assume Brady Kachuk got grilled about that today. So the White House actually did release a video with Brady Kachuk where they like AI'd him saying like bad things about Canada. So they are these American players, perhaps a little naive about how the reaction would be. They don't consider them any of them to be too politically inclined. So I'd imagine that I mean ignorance is not an excuse for anything, but I do think that they're pleading ignorance right now. Congrats to the women's U.S. team. Yeah, the women that final was. I'm honestly like more devastated for the Canadian women's team than for the Canadian men's team. Jack Todd put it best. Ultimately, like the men's hockey was fantastic. It was great entertainment. But at the end of the day, it's like NHLers versus NHLers. They all shake hands at the end of the day and go about their merry business, making their millions. But the women's team, man, like that's a real band of sisters, and that was a tough pill to watch them lose. Like they gave it their all to win that. Newhook may take 3 or 4 games to get the rust off. I mean, in theory, everybody might be a little rusty tonight, right? No, I guess they've been practicing for a while. In Newfoundland, everybody's got favorite teams, and Newhook is a new. Yeah, you got to root for Newhook because he's a Newfoundlander. You got to do it. I think it's always important that the Canadiens have one Newfoundlander on their team at any given time. Shout out Terry Ryan. Trump wants to award the Medal of Freedom to Bennington. He's not going to take it. By the way, what did you guys think about uh, in the medal ceremonies? They were giving the players these like little plush toys of the Milan Olympic mascots, and at one point they gave it to Nathan McKinnon, and he just looked at it with such sheer disdain. I'd never seen a man in my life look at a plush toy with so much rage. It was funny. It made me laugh. I shouldn't laugh. It was like the worst moment of his life, but it was pretty funny. I cheered for Darren Langdon, so I have to support Newhook. Was Darren Langdon a Newfoundlander as well? He played for Habs for like a minute, I think. If Canada wins gold at the World Hockey Championships, the IIHF recognizes Canada as the #1 team in the world for 2026. Well, that will be, I think, no solace for hockey fans who watched the Olympics. Unfortunately, the rankings are always nice, but the rankings are not quite what we're looking for. Looking for golds. All right, y'all. Well, we are officially back. The first period is underway. Our 3 week horror of no Habs games is officially over. We are back. Canadiens and Islanders at the Bell Center. Yeah, Darren, there you go. Darren Langdon is a Newfoundlander. Good to know. Rick says what's great about the Olympics is they had a start time of 7. They started at 7. Well, 7 a.m. More often than not. The NHL have a start time of 7. They start at 7:30. Yeah, tonight's pretty good actually. 7:09 is a pretty solid start time. Sometimes it sometimes they start late. Ooh, it was a nice little start by the Islanders there. They were deep in the Habs zone, but they couldn't really get the puck off the boards, and then they tried to send it back to the defenseman, and the puck just went way down the ice. We have an early icing call. One thing Ryan says that I did not miss about NHL games while watching Olympic hockey was the no digital board advertising. Yeah, no kidding. For all the talk about the Milan arena not being ready in time, this and that, not being of the right size, none of it really mattered. Oh, who's got a bloody nose on the bench there for the Isles? Kyle McLean. Kyle McLean's got a bloody nose on the bench. Look out, buddy. Oh, I wanted to know, are you guys surprised that Bolduc is the odd man out with Texier and Newhook back? Says a lot about your forward depth that you can afford to not have Bolduc in the lineup. He's had a good season so far. I know he's a little uneven, but I mean the guy's put up points. Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there by the Habs and the neutral ice, and the Islanders have been able to get it deep in the zone. Nice save by Montembeau. First nice save of the night he had to make. Holmstrom kind of just muscled his way to the net and then centered the puck, but you've never had a nosebleed ever? Lucky you. I I've had a couple sports moments where the floodgates opened. Oh man. Well, that's why the Habs like Texier a lot. Um, the Islanders absolutely coughed it up in their zone to Texier in the middle, but Texier kind of got the puck like sort of off footed and had a couple Islanders on him, but he was still able to stick handle the puck to pass it to somebody else and to get a scoring chance going. And now everybody's kind of gathered in front of the net. But yeah, that's why they like Texier. They talked to us, Kent Hughes when he talked about the signing and said that he really liked Texie's play in tight, and that was Newhook that caused the turnover, by the way, with a nice forecheck and hit, and then he went to the net, and that's kind of what got things going. Never got stung by a bee. I never got stung by a bee either. I might be allergic, and I don't even know. Here, Ryan pointing out something that I thought as well. Line still being on the IR is very fishy, isn't it? Blue said Line will be moved before the deadline. Hi, Blue, by the way. I do think that I agree with you both. It is fishy. He's healthy. Don't get it twisted. Patrick Line is definitely healthy. I do think that they've bubble wrapped him for a trade. Uh, they'll probably take a bunch of his salary to do it, but I think they're going to do the guy a solid. He's a good veteran player. He's got a contract coming up. Oof. Nice chance by the Islanders. And then that was a bad clear by, and then the Islanders are going to make it 1-0. Habs with it. Who's it? Gatcombe. Don't even know the guy. Mark Gatcombe makes it 1-0 Isles. Canadiens will have to eat salary. Yes, they will have to eat salary of Line A. Galley went the wrong way. Adam says, "Wish the Leafs drafted Line over Matthews." No, you don't. For all the things about Matthews, you definitely don't wish that. So they Habs are challenging the goal. So that was pretty fast. The play was indeed offside. It is no goal. That one wasn't even like, didn't even get a chance to really put it to you guys and ask. Like the replay was like pretty conclusive, like right from the get go. It is indeed a. Teams that challenge the offside are almost always correct. That is true. They're not going to challenge unless they've taken out their little tablets and they've seen the truth. Yeah, the Habs catch a break because they definitely didn't look good on that sequence. That one's on the fourth line. Let's see if they can get a little momentum from that move. Nice play to by the Isles to clear the zone and like kind of flip the puck down the ice to Barzal, and now they're once again set up in the Habs zone and looking like they've got lots of space to work. Anthony D'Angelo, man, was he the one right in front of the net? But like Montembeau was totally turned around. Not sure how that didn't go in. Man, that was a good chance for the Islanders there. That was D'Angelo, I think. Wait for the Islanders to have 8 men on the ice and score. Who are they? The Czechs? You talking about the Czechs here? All right. So we got a whistle here. Let's exactly see what happens. So the Isles are setting up in the offensive zone. Anders Lee's in front. Oh yeah, there's like a deflection in front, and then D'Angelo's right, like kind of like in the to the right of the net, very like in a Caulfield kind of spot, and he missed the wide open net. Yeah, that was a very good chance for the. D'Angelo looked like McKinnon. Yeah, that was in the exact same spot. You're right that that McKinnon missed it. Oh, and then Devin Taves also missed that wide open net that hit Hellebuck's stick. That one's gonna hurt. Isn't D'Angelo the guy everyone says is a dressing room cancer? Yes, he. That is the guy. Yes, that is the guy that we were talking about. He has found a home with the Islanders. Weirdly enough, but he's bounced around a lot for that reason because he's a very good offensive defenseman. Not much of a defensive defenseman, but a very good offensive defenseman, and has not managed to really stick around anywhere. But it looks like the Islanders have accepted him. Um, New York can be weirdly forgiving of the weirdos sometimes. Monty didn't look focused at all. So we're once again back into this mode of is Montembeau. I mean, now he's had a 2 week break, 3 week break. He should be real chill. But yeah, They've got a little bit of time before the deadline to decide if Montembeau can hang or not. I don't know what's going to happen. Max says, I forgot that Drouin plays for the Islanders. He sure does. Man, what a motley. I can't believe Pat. I mean, look at the lineup. I'm like a little shocked that Patrick Waz got this team playing as well as they are. I mean, I know Sorokin's like amazing. Matthew Schaefer's been a revelation. He's so good. And then Barzal and Horvat, who were kind of struggling, like Patrick Waz managed to get them going again. But what Patrick Roy has managed to do with what I don't think is a particularly good team on paper is pretty impressive. Got a broken stick. Hopefully it doesn't come into play. Gatcombe again. Who the heck is this dude? Never even heard of him. And that's rare. Patrick Roy looks like himself with his beard. Yes, he's the beard is the way for him to go, I think. Well, now Slavkovsky's coming in, but man, he might have been offside by a step too. But gonna assume they're not gonna call that. Anyways, doesn't matter anyway. Oh yeah, that's right. The Lou Lamoriello beard rule. Even the Yankees don't even do that anymore. So that's done with. Lou, what end of an era? The Yankees got rid of that rule, and then Lou Lamb's got rid of the rule. I mean, it's pretty stupid. I guess it didn't apply for the playoffs, though, right? No, it never applied for the playoffs. All right. Well, the Habs are looking a little rusty so far. Shots are 3-2. It's 0-0. There's 12-11 left in the first period. It was 1-0 ever so briefly. Gat Coleman scored, but called off on the offside play. The Bell Center is showing some love to the four Olympians. Yeah, there you go. Lou was a playoff beard. I was like, there's definitely let him wear beards in the playoffs. But yeah, you're right. In the regular season, oh, Mark here with the Leafs update. Hi, Mark, by the way. Leafs down 2-0, and then Tampa's down 3-0 to Carolina. Ooh la la. There's a chance here. There's a chance here. The Canadians definitely. The Atlantic Division is wide open. I mean, they could also fall out of the race too. Hopefully not, but they could. The Leafs are done like dinner. I mean, they were already in a bad spot, and now this Matthews thing is just gonna hang over that. Gonna hang over that team pretty badly. Uh, yeah, Rick says that. Oh, yeah, Matthews. Yeah, well, Matthews not gonna. I mean, what we've seen historically from him is that this is not going to motivate him into new heights. It's definitely going to motivate him to sulk and sulk and sulk as they fall out of the playoff race. Hey, and Nick Suzuki salutes the crowd after getting the applause. That's nice. By the way, 900 games for Anders Lee. Good player, man. Anders Lee's the kind of guy, and I assume he's going to be a lifer for the Islanders. But if there's ever like an end of career, like 2 years, wants to go chase a championship kind of deal, oh, great play by the Habs off the draw. I'll get to that thought in a second. Uh, Lane Hudson with the shot off the draw, kind of off the boards, the draw. He steps into a bunch of traffic, takes a shot. Sorokin makes a save, but there's a bunch of Habs looking for the rebound, including Texier, who is looking really good so far tonight, I have to say. Very nice. Ryan says the U.S. didn't win gold because of Matthews, but in spite of him, yeah, he was not a big factor, I thought. Would be nice to recognize Mary Poulain, Rick says. Well, the thing is, the Victoire are playing tonight in New York. No, she's not playing. She is actually injured at the moment, but I think it's actually the. It's 3-0 Victoire, by the way, currently. 10 minutes in. Yikes. I mean, the sirens suck. Uh, yeah, look at Sorkin. Sorkin's second in save percentage in the league right now after Vasilevsky. Ryan Katz says Poulain is in Ottawa. Yeah, she's not. She's not at the Sirens game. I know she's not playing, but she didn't join the team. Rick Wood says Austin Matthews played poorly. Mark says read Damian Cox column today in the Star knocking Matthews. Yeah, Mark, we talked about it earlier actually. What a column, man. Basically saying that oh, what a chance. Welcome back, Newhook. That guy, he doesn't score a lot of them, but he looks good in the slot when he drops to like one knee and takes that one timer. That was a really nice chance by Newhook. He's looking good so far too. He had that turnover. Oh, Anderson just manhandled the guy fighting for a puck in the corner. Love to see it. But yeah, Mark, Damian Cox is the last line of that piece where Damian basically says that this is the beginning of the end of Austin Matthews' time in Toronto. Like, I don't know where the team goes from here. Like, I can't imagine that room is in. I'm sure that room is like not loving the captain bringing all this negative attention on the team. Uh, just a what a mess. Anderson, I know, right? What a hit. Oh, Jack Guy with a nice little shimmy at the blue line to like kind of get the puck in deep. Read it off Yahoo. Yeah, Yahoo's a great aggregator of the news. They post our stuff too sometimes, the Gazette though. Wonder if they boo him or boycott his merchandise. Yeah, it would be really interesting to see how the home crowd reacts to Austin. Oh, some really nice passing by the Habs right now in the offensive zone. To the point where they were able to execute a complete line change, and they still got the puck. Ah, Gooley with the point shot from the right side. It was a good shot, but not a great angle. Okay, they're going to try to. Oh, Matheson with a lovely shimmy to get the puck down in the zone. Now they're up top. Oh, what a nice passing play to keep the play alive. Oh, Matheson nearly deked the guy and it was wide open in front of the net. 220 now for the Habs in the offensive zone. But not over yet. No, he kept it in. But they don't have it. They haven't. Yeah, no, the Isles have been out for 2 minutes now, but the Cabs haven't been able to like connect on a goal. They must be exhausted. Come on, guys. This is a big opportunity. Nice. Wow. Sorokin gloves it, and the play is over. You spent over 2 minutes in the offensive zone just now. That was a beautiful shift. Not only did you spend over 2 minutes, and now it's unfortunately it's a TV timeout, so the Owls will get to lick their wounds a little bit. But it was almost 3 minutes. It was 2:47 in the end. Mark says Damian Cox said Matthews chose Team USA over the Leafs. I mean, pretty much, right? Like, like you've brought all this negative light onto your situation that you knew would happen. You know, you can say that you're naive all you want or that you're trying to not be political or whatever, but at the end of the day, the Leafs are having a terrible season by their standards. They are struggling to get back in the playoff race, and now they've come back to a cloud of controversy, and you're the captain, and you have to like you had to know that the optics were going to be bad. Brady Kachuk is like a moron. Who cares? You know, like people don't even care. Like it's the Sens, like whatever. But Matthews, the Leafs, like there's way more to it. There's way more to it. Ryan says 5 USA players didn't go to see Trump, and I believe 4 out of the 5 are the Minnesota players. Like they're from the state of Minnesota, and obviously you guys know politically what's happening in Minnesota or in Minneapolis right now. So I'm not going to make that connection, but I make that connection a little bit. I think that's kind of what's going on there. Max says good pressure, very much so. Gretzky interview on CBC riled a lot of Canadians. Yeah, I mean Wayne at this point is just a joke. Everybody knows he's a joke. Alex Newhook's a killer. Alex Newhook, I thought right before he went down, and this is honestly the third time this I think happened with him on the Habs. Right before he gets hurt, playing his best hockey as a Hab, I thought he looked great in the early part of the season. Been gone for 3 months. It's a very serious injury that easily could have cost him his whole season. So it's going to be an uphill battle for him to really get back to the level where he was at, but he's shown he can be a very effective player in this league. Is it true that they blocked Gretz from entering Team Canada's dressing room? I don't know. I haven't heard that. But it wouldn't shock me if every. I don't think he was like, I want to go in, and they're like, you can't come in. I think it was more like, I think Gretz just know. I mean, Gretz not an idiot. He knows his reputation at this point. He does not care, but he knows, and I think he just was like, I'm gonna let the boys have their win, and I'm not gonna make. I'm not. See, unlike Matthews, he's like, I'm not gonna inadvertently make myself the center of attention on this. Adam said, I was a huge Matthews fan last week, and now he's dead to me. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry for all you Leafs fans. Dobson scores against his own team, his old team. 1-0 Dobson with the snipe. What a goal. You knew Dobson was going to come correct against his whole old team. He's telling him, you didn't want to give me 9.5 mil. I'll show you. What a great goal by Dobson, by the way. We haven't seen him do that much, but he just walked in to the hash marks from the entrance of the zone and just beat him clean. What a great goal by Dobson. What a very nice goal. So we got 1-0 Habs at 12:10 of the first period. Noah Dobson is your goal scorer. It's his 11th goal of the year. He is the rare defenseman who you can really count on for 10 plus goals a season. He might set a career high this year. We'll see what happens. And then looks like Hudson for now is the only assist. Patrick Waugh will not like that. No, he won't. Don't think he's gonna like a defenseman that he was not a big fan of last year walking in and beating him. Bet Dobson has money on the board. Definitely has money on the board. Gonna take the boys out to a nice steak dinner after this one. Oh, Evans with the moves. You kidding me? Evans with a couple moves. Tried to center the puck though, wasn't able to. But James and Wayne are close friends. This was a con. James and oh yeah, I mean, relationships like that and interviews. There's always a lot of give and take. They kind of know what they're giving each other. They give each other what they need. You know what I mean? Adam Butt says, I don't like Gavin Newsom. That's another lie. That's another live blog I can start. I can start the what the U.S. political. If I did a U.S. political live blog, if I just came on and just started talking about random current events, would you guys watch? Would you guys want to know my hard? Because I'm here to give hard hockey takes. Oh, we got a 2-on-1 here. Doc tried to center it to Caulfield, tried to kind of flow one, but Sorokin intercepts it. So not quite. What's that guy's name again? Mark Gatcombe. You'll sub to my political channel, Adam? I'm happy to hear it. Maybe it's gonna come. I will say though, as a Newfoundlander, you might not be that excited, but I do think we're gonna be doing something. In Quebec, we have a provincial election coming up, so the Montreal Gazette will almost definitely be doing something. We don't know quite yet, video wise, but definitely cooking up something. I don't think I'll be involved, but well, I'll be producing it, but I won't be involved as an on-camera guest. I don't think. Rick says, not a fan at all of the one game final. I realize the Olympics are short, but the championship should at least be 2 out of 3. Yeah, no, timing wise, just not possible. That's why it was nice to have like a thing like the Canada Cup back in the day. Didn't wasn't that like a little short series? Jack I hit 107 miles per hour on a slap shot on Sunday. I know. I wish he was able to use it more. But this game is like nowadays, if you try to like wind up and hit a slap shot, the lane's like clogged up. Like everybody just clogs up the lane, and you can't get the shot off. So now we live in a world like with the Mike Mathesons of the world, where they just like just like quickly fling it on net, and then because there's so much torque on those sticks that the puck just goes flying. Max says, I don't have a problem with USA taking the goal, but man, oh man, they're a classless bunch of dudes. That's really it, right? Like, I mean, it's a one game final. Both teams had chances to win it. You can't be like so mad about the result. Like, whatever, man. It could have gone either way. But then, yeah, the whole like after the fact was a bit like, really? 107.3 to be exact. I would love to see Jack on the power play. Why not? On the second unit. Why not do that? He actually moves pretty well for a big guy. I don't think he would be like. I'm not entirely sure Montebo knew where that puck was going, but he just made an amazing save on Holmstrom. But I'm so I'm gonna qualify. He made a big save on Holmstrom, but I'm not entirely sure he actually knew where the puck was, and it may have just hit his leg. But that being said, a very nice stop. Adam's asking, do I think the MLB should have a salary cap? I don't. I do want the player. I do like. Look, I'm rooting for the players to get paid, even if it's an exorbitant sum. I'd rather the players get paid than the owners get paid. But I will say that there are too many teams in Major League Baseball that do not spend on players. So if there's a cap, but it forces the Marlins and the Pirates of the world to spend a little more money, then maybe it makes the sport better. But I don't know. Baseball is a sport where like the Dodgers and the Yankees are always going to spend more, and I don't know. I don't know if you want to change that too much. Man, it's 3-0 Florida, Mark says, against the Leafs. The shots are 16-3. I assume you mean Florida. Jeez Louise. The Matthews nightmare is only going to grow louder and louder. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm sorry. Holmstrom, Montembeau absolutely knew what he was doing on that Holmstrom save. That was actually a really nice save. He's made 4 stops so far. Sorokin's faced 6 shots, gave up 1 goal. The 1 goal by Noah Dobson so far. Hello, Michael. We are back for the stretch drive. Oh, nice little chip by Doc to get the puck in the zone for Suzuki. Can he make something happen here? I mean, Suzuki just circling behind the net. Waits to find Matheson. Nice shot through traffic. I don't think Sorokin ever saw it, but ended up in the end boards and oh, just a brutal giveaway by Palat in the neutral zone. And now Nick Suzuki just had a wide open chance against Sorokin. Absolutely beat him dead to right and hit the post. Man, Suzuki had Sorokin absolutely beat dead to rights, coming down the left side, and he just hit the post. Sorokin was frozen on that play. Ah, here's our former teammate, Emil Heineman. Hello, Karen. Welcome back. Oh, we're gonna have a 2-on-1 for the Islanders. And then Anders Lee was wide open, but he kind of lost his footing with Matheson and sort of barreled right into Montembeau accidentally though, and so there's no like fighting or anything after. But no harm, no foul on that one. I thought it bounced out. It was so quick. This is a Suzuki play. I thought that too, and the way that he reacted was kind of like he was like very still, and I was like, oh yeah, what a guy. And no, not a goal. It looked like. Oh yeah, Anders Lee, as I mentioned earlier, his 900th game. And I was gonna finish this point that if I think Anders Lee's gonna end up being a lifer for the Islanders, but if he decides to go chase a cup, he would be a great player for the Habs to add as like a 1 or 2 year rental. Anders Lee, big guy, leader, face-offs, supply some offense, net presence. I think he'd be a great veteran add to the team if it were to ever come. But the Isles are pretty good and they're going to make the playoffs, so I don't think he's going anywhere. That was a horrible read. Yeah, no, they did get caught on that 2-on-1 there. Rick Woods bought strawberry mango gummies today. Ooh, I hope you share. Hope you share a little bit with us. Man, Adam's so like mad about the Olympics. He doesn't even like red, white, any red, white, and blue jerseys right now. Well, that's all. That's all the Canadiens. That's all Montreal's got. Or maybe you're asking for those baby blue third jerseys back. I don't think they're very popular around here. I will say. Ryan O'Reilly doesn't want to be traded to a Canadian team. Too much pressure. Yeah, that doesn't shock me too much. Don't forget he also plays for Nashville, which Tennessee is a no tax state. So I'm sure he's also probably not that excited to leave anywhere, even if it means going to the playoffs. Oh, Kapanen in front with a nice chance. That centering pass wasn't meant for him, but he still got it. Ah, Dobson, Hudson, Slavkovsky, Demidov really circulating the puck well in the offensive zone there around the net. And I thought Demidov had a chance for like a real tight wraparound, but he tried to center it instead, and it did not quite work out. The NHL will always be on the back burner when it comes to American media. Yeah, the NHL is the fourth league of the four leagues. Ooh, Pajot in front. Nearly had a chance at the end of the period, but the first period is over. It's 1-0. Noah Dobson, your lone goal scorer against his own team. Shots were 8-5 Habs, I believe. Right? Yeah, shots were 8-5. I thought Canadians started off a little slow, and then sure enough, after that goal was disallowed, after the successful coach's challenge by Marty St. Louis, the Mark Gacombe goal, he determined that he was offside. After that, I felt like the Canadians really took over the period. Um, yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. I hope y'all are feeling pretty confident about them now going into the playoff stretch. They'll probably have some cap room to play with at the deadline. Blue says, "Hey, good first after a long break." Yeah, no, exactly. The Major League Baseball will go on strike next year. The owners want a salary cap. That is a definite possibility. Um, I've heard some insiders also say that there's just simply too much money at stake that they wouldn't do it. But I don't know. Owners are dumb. They don't. Owners don't care. They'll sabotage their own game to save a couple bucks. Just ask the NHL. Austin Matthews has you missing Nick Antropov and what was it, Alexei Ponikarovsky? I can't remember what his first name was anymore. Good era. Rook Wood says, on a positive note about politics in Quebec, Language Commission will allow Go Habs Go. They determine it's part of Quebec's culture. Yeah, you can read about that in the Montreal Gazette today. That was our very own Gazette's Andy Riga who had the initial scoop last April about it, them getting a complaint and being forced to take it to change the name to Allez Canadien, but now it's officially sacrosanct, according to the Language Commission, that you can now say go. You're now allowed to say go Habs go. So just know that, feel good about that. Hey, Karen, welcome back. I hope you had an enjoyable Olympic break watching the Olympics. But now we're back. Andy Cohen. Stu Cowan says, Habs and Islanders look like two teams who haven't played a game in 3 weeks. Very sloppy first period by both teams. I agree, but I feel like the Canadians were looking pretty good. They didn't have a 2 minute shift in the offensive zone. I thought it looked pretty good. MLB salaries are completely out of control, Karen says. They need a cap. I'm tired of the richest owner taking home the trophy. Well, as you guys know, I'm a Giants fan and I hate the Dodgers. So bring it on. Bring on the salary cap. I'm tired of seeing the Dodgers win. Anybody but the Dodgers. I will say I do get a kick out of Yankees losing every year though. All right, big question for you guys. The trade deadline is March 6th. Do you think the Montreal Canadiens are going to be big players at the trade deadline? Do you think they're going to be big? Are they going to add a lot of guys? Do you think they're going to be kind of a mix? I mean, they do have a lot of forwards right now. They could definitely move out a forward and get a defenseman if they want to try that. Do you think they're just going to be pretty quiet? Do you think they're happy with their team? Um, yeah, Montreal's a beautiful city. I hated driving there. Yeah, it's not a fun place to drive. Karen, missed you as well. I'm so happy that I know I didn't advertise that I was coming back. I just kind of I'm not good at selling this. I need to sell this thing a little more. I need to get out there. We're gonna be Hockey Inside Out is back next Wednesday with Stu, Nylan, and Green, and I think that we're gonna sell a lot more than this, but they'll be there too. Oliver Ekman Larson to the Habs. That's not a bad suggestion, actually. I kind of like that. Yes, it was a bit of strange. You looked at your phone, saw 1-0 Islanders. Yeah, Gatcombe had scored. Depressed, went back to look, and then they had erased the goal. Well, there you go. Maybe you were the good luck charm. You turned the phone on and off, and it was like it never happened. It's like it never happened. The goal. The Dodgers are embarrassing. This is why I love you guys. To hell with the Dodgers. Damn them. Damn the Dodgers. Jules, back for the intermission as promised. Good period, a little sloppy, but they controlled the puck a lot. Yeah, what did you think of that 2 minute and 47 second shift in the offensive zone? That was pretty damn awesome. They go for Austin Matthews. The Habs do. That would be funny. That would be funny. Laval lost bad last night. Yeah, and Reinbacker. What Reinbacker got ejected, even though he was the one who got hit. Like I kind of missed it. I wasn't watching. Everybody was telling me it was kind of a shit show. I don't quite know what happened to Laval, but now Engstrom's out 4 weeks, which really sucks. Because Engstrom, I think, was like if somebody got hurt on the Habs defense, Engstrom would have been the guy they called up. So now I think the Habs do need to get a defenseman before the blue line, before the deadline. And then I don't know if that's going to be like more of like a top four type player, or if they're going to just like add some depth. David Reinbacker looked awful. Ryan Cat said, Ryan, this has been a really discourage. The word I would use is discouraging year for David Reinbacker. I don't know if he's not going to make it, or like what the plan is, or if they're just going to let him cook in Laval until he is ready. Um, but he does not look NHL ready at all from what I've seen and from what everybody says and what from followers of the team are. It's really scary. Not scary, but it's not scary because they got Dobson already. So like they've kind of, I think, mitigated that desperate need for a right shot defenseman. But David Reinbacker just doesn't look like a guy right now. And man, like even if he became like a middle pairing guy, even if he became like a lower pairing guy, you're like whatever. You know what? I think about some defensemen that have been drafted high in the past, like Carl Alsner or Rostislav Klesla, or those kind of Aki Pateri Berg, these like kind of defensive defensemen that go like a little higher in the draft. And whatever, like you get like 600 games out of them. Like you can't be mad that you used the third overall pick on them. You really can't. If you get 500-600 games out of a guy, even if he's not like an elite player, like whatever, you can live. You don't set the team back by doing that. But like right now, I don't know, man. Reinbacker doesn't look like much of anything. Um, Hello, Morgan Burton. Welcome back. We've got to get rid of Line ASAP. Welcome back, Habs Nation. He's out of here. I think he's healthy. He's healthy, and he's not. They're not playing him. They're setting up a trade. Has to be. Capo Kakkonen was in nets. He's not good. There was already rumors about like he's they know he's not coming back. He's signing in Sweden next year. Like he's already got the contract ready. He already knows that this was his chance to like get back in the conversation as an NHL goalie. And he signed a nice deal. He's getting paid like a decent amount of money to play in Laval right now. But he just like, even when the Canadiens were in like a horrible state with their goaltending, at no point did they ever even consider, I think, bringing up Kakkonen. Which, whatever, man. He's a depth guy. Like, happy to have him around. But yeah, his North American career is pretty much over. He'll go to Sweden and I think do quite well there. Reinbacker has barely played 60 games in North America. He's 21. Give him a chance. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, Morgan, you're 100% right. I'm not like, I can't be like throwing him out just yet. I'm just saying that like it's this season in particular has not been very encouraging. He hasn't quite shown that he's like a guy who's champing at the bit to make it up into the pros. Like he just doesn't look ready. And I don't know, he could become ready. He's got like an interesting skill set that like maybe is not super readily apparent in terms of just like being a big guy who can move the puck and has a good stick, but it's discouraging what we've seen so far. I can't you know. So RDS is reporting that they are indeed looking to trade Line A. Yeah. So there you go. I think he's healthy. He's healthy. He's not playing. I think it's done for him here. I liked the Patrick Line era. I'm happy they got him. I'm happy they tried something. No skin off their backs. He doesn't make any money beyond this year. Like, it did not hurt the team at all to have him. He helped them make the playoffs last year. Wasn't healthy enough to play for most of this year. I think he can go somewhere else and help a team out, help their power play out. I think the Canadians are just in a direction where they're so young and so fast, and that is so much part of their identity that Line has no fit here. But I do think that Line can still have a successful NHL career, and he can still be good. And Max says, for life of me, I can't see why anyone would bite on Line, even if Montreal picks up half his salary. He helped them make the playoffs last year, scored a bunch on the power play. If he's healthy, somebody saw what he did last year and will be like, they're gonna pick up half his salary, so he's gonna make like what, two million in real salary, not even for that team. Yeah, we're more than halfway through, so four. Habs pick up half, so it's like less than $2 million. Line can come in, get hot, score a dozen goals for you on the power play, and help get you in the playoffs. And there are other. The thing is, there are teams that are older and slower. Think about a team like Washington that has Ovechkin, but Ovechkin's not like super healthy, and he's not playing like super amazing. Um, you add Line as Ovechkin insurance on the Capitals. Capitals already play like a slow physical game where Line can, I think, succeed a little more because Line can play the game slow and he can protect the puck all right. He's not obviously not a physical player, but he's like a big guy that can protect the puck. Apparently, LA is out on Line A. LA would have been a good one because of Fiala getting hurt, but they got Panarin now, so I guess there's only so much that they can do with the Dano cap space that they gained. Um, but yeah, no Line. I think Line Carolina. I think we had heard a lot. I think Carolina is going to be shopping big time. They're really good. They're a good team. They're gonna win the Metro Division. But I don't think anybody's like scared of that team winning the cup. They need to like. I think that like they're still looking at like an Elias Peterson, like a real like guy who can maybe change that team. They need another star, I think, but they might settle for Line. Rick Wood says Habs' future goalie jam continues. Volokin in Russia is unbelievable again. 34 games, 154 goals against, and a 946 save percentage. That is impressive. I wonder if he will ever come over. That'd be nice if he did. And then yes, Quentin Miller, who like didn't look like much with the Rampar, and now he's in the NCAA and looking really good. And suddenly you're like, oh, I mean, you guys all know that goalies take a minute to get right. So I don't know. Maybe Quentin Miller with a little extra time. Look at Corey Perry play last night. Remember Rod Brind'Amour played forever. Just saying, Line can help another team. Line not even that old. Line not even 30 yet. He's 27. Line had a ton of injuries. That's really what it comes down to for him. But no, I think I definitely think teams are interested in Line. As Ryan says though, Line that yeah, Habs eating the salary. The Habs will have to eat the salary, but uh, Max says Line has one asset, a shot from the dot. That's it. I can tell you, Max, there are a lot of teams that don't have that. The Canadians have a bunch of good offensive players now. They don't need Line anymore. They have two solid scoring lines. They have guys like Newhook and Texier who can come in and play on the top line if somebody gets hurt. Bolduc's not even playing tonight. Bolduc has like the second best shot on the team, and he's not playing tonight. Uh, but there are teams that don't have these things. Look at a team like San Jose that are suddenly they got Celebrini. They could make the playoffs. I don't know where they're at right now, but like a guy like Line is great because you have no commitment to him beyond this year. So I don't know. I definitely think there's going to be a big market for Line, but yes, at 50%, and you're not getting really anything back. You're just saving that money. You're saving that 4 million cap space that you could then spend on something else. Just watching the first, saw Sam's face after the goal. I know he's still young, but he's limited. Uh, which Sam Montembeau? Which Sam are you talking about, Karen? Sam Montembeau? I don't know. When was the last time Morgan asked? When was the last time we saw the Habs this healthy? I know it's been the Habs started the season pretty healthy, and then immediately like four guys got hurt in a week. But now Doc is back and looking pretty good. Liney's back and not playing. Texier's looked really good tonight, I thought. He was, if you remember, was injured for a few games before the break. Went to play for France for the break where he did not look good. I mean, France was obviously not a very good team, but he did not look good. The one game that I saw with France, he did not look good at all. But I think he's just happy to be there. Did anyone watch the skills competition? Matheson's son was faster than Line. Wow. Matheson's got any Matheson kid, I would imagine, can skate. All right, y'all. We're back for the second period, and so far so good. It's 1-0 Habs. Noah Dobson, your lone goal scorer, and the assist was by Lane Hudson. Oh yeah, you know what? Totally forgot to mention. He's like 4 years old. I'm sure he can still burn it. I'm sure he's still a burner. If he's a Matheson, he can skate. If the Habs can't move Line, he could be our own rental and a huge depth piece if injuries start to pile up again. Yeah, that's also true. I do think that. I think Hughes is being like an agent, like an ex-agent in this case, and he wants to do Line solid. I don't think he wants to have Line on the bench when he's got a contract coming up. I think that Line, as a veteran player, has like earned the right to at least play for his contract. And if it can't be here, I think Hughes knows that like it's good for the room, it's good for the players. Just let the guy go, let the guy go play somewhere else where he can get secure that contract. Because that's important to these players in the end. Like the players want to have a chance to win, but they want to have a chance to earn a living too. Oof. Habs almost gave up in the opening minute here a 2-on-1 chance. 49 assists for Hudson. I know it's crazy. Is he going to be a 100-point player at some point in his career? I feel like he's setting himself up one day. What a great man. Barzal and Schaefer look so good together. All Islanders in the opening minute of the second period, but Montembeau made a great save to off. I believe it was a point shot by Palat. But man, Barzal's had some injury prone years. He's looking fantastic, man. Barzal's looking good again. Yager said he sees his young self in Slavkovsky. I heard that. Wasn't that fantastic? Yeah, Slav made the Olympic All Star team. He was fantastic. That was like best case scenario for the Habs of Slav. Well, it would have been great if he'd won the bronze, but he went to Slovakia. He went to the Olympics. He dominated. Didn't get hurt. He's come back full of energy and like ready for this to like take his game to the next level, which he was already doing before the break. Oh, Richie puts one off the post, short side. Montebo didn't really give him any room though. Wow, what a great zone entry by Slav. Kind of deked his way through two guys to get the puck in the zone. Slav reminds you of Jean Beliveau. I've heard Mahavlich as well. The Mahavliches have been another comparison. Here you go, 2-on-1. Newhook. It looked like a 2-on-1 was forming, but then Newhook just turned on the burner and had an extra step and missed the net by quite a lot. It was a nice try. Newhook, really hoping to see. I mean, he has suffered a really bad injury like that. Like that would seem season ending, but I do have a lot of hope. He did look really good before getting hurt, and I'm hoping that some of that translates back. But so much of his game is in his feet. But right now, he looks. I mean, he don't look hurt at all. He's moving his feet. So if his feet are good, there's gonna be some rust on Newhook for sure. But so far, so good. Again, a little bit of sloppy play here right now on both sides. Oof, Horvat, who I thought looked, I when Horvat made the Olympic team, I was kind of like, really, and he looked really good in the Olympics, and he just had a nice chance there, and he just rifled one real high and wide. Gallagher, yeah, he blocked that shot with his foot. Is he all right or looked like he was smarting a little bit? Yeah, is that a goal? The linesman's officially right away waved it off. Yeah, what happened exactly here? So Doc comes in, stops, feeds Suzuki, and then Caulfield kicks it out in front, but it hits the goalie and goes in. So no goal. I mean, RDS is okay. Now they're going back upstairs. Yeah, no goal. But I thought, yeah, exactly. Caulfield was behind the net. It hit Sorokin and went in. So I don't, unless I don't know the rule. I mean, I don't know the rules very well. I don't. I don't know the nuances of it. All I know is a distinct kicking motion, quote unquote. But like, I don't know. Either way, it's no goal. Behind the net should be taken into play. Yeah, because you're not kicking towards the net, right? You're deflecting the puck out in front, and it's hitting Sorokin. As you guys are saying, skating backwards. Very strange. I mean, a very strange one. I mean, the officials called it by the letter of the law, I guess, but Heineman doing his dirty work as always behind the net. Very effective play. Very effective player. Montembeau made a nice stop on Drouin. All right, Slavkovsky and Demidov entering the zone. They've been pretty quiet so far tonight. A couple of nice zone entries, but they haven't done a whole lot. That shift was nice, obviously. The 2 minute shift. They were a big part of that. But oh, Cizikas in front. Montembeau again coming up with a sharp save. So what about if the guy was in the corner and kicked it and it hit the other team's player and in? No goal. I guess based on the rule that they just called on that goal, yes, I guess so. Is this game slow or should I gummy up? I'm always for gummying up. Do it. Wow. I mean, God, Schaefer moves the puck so well. And the thing is that they have as a 5-man unit. I feel like they have Schaefer and Barzal out together a lot. And God, they're so fast. They move the puck so well. But the Habs were able to clear at least. No trade. So Michael predicts no trades, and no one takes Line for a bag of pucks. I disagree. I think he's going to find a new home. The Canadiens will not get much. They will probably just get a bag of pucks back, a $4 million bag of puck, a 4.35 million cap hit bag of pucks. But I think that they want to do him solid. It's not going to be about bettering the team. I mean, it will be because they're going to use that cap space to get somebody. But I do think that they will find somebody who wants Line A because the Canadiens have no issues scoring. They're the second best scoring team in the league. But uh, other teams need goaltending. I don't have anything about Gallagher not coming back yet. But the fourth line has not played much tonight, I will say. But it doesn't look like he's missed a shift. Yeah, I don't. He's played the same amount of shifts as Dano and Anderson, so I don't think he's missed a shift. Don't quote me on that. Pending. Anders Lee, always liked him. I like him too. I always thought that the Habs always did pretty badly against the Islanders. The Islanders were always good at coming back. Like the Habs would take the lead and the Islanders would come back. And it was always Anders Lee and Brock Nelson. Just like these big dudes. Not like the most fleet of foot, but they were big and they got to the net and they were always good at scoring. Jack Eyes played 6'11". That's pretty good. He's played more than Carrier has. Maybe this is a new thing. I mean, maybe they're showcasing. I don't even want to say it. Maybe they're showcasing Harper Jack. I don't know about that. I think they're giving him a serious go here. I don't know. It's so difficult to gauge. I think they fully recognize that he's a unicorn type player, but I just don't think Marty trusts him enough, and I don't think they know what to do because I think they are very afraid of letting, a guy who can fight and hit and skate and do what he does. Dobson tried to center it to Dano in front. Dano wiped out. Didn't happen, but nice play to Gallagher, but he wasn't able to get the full shot off. He was kind of on his back foot and he had to turn off. Oh, we have a penalty. So Josh Anderson, nice little shift by the fourth line here. Anderson in front of the net, trying to get that rebound, and Mayfield's got to hold him. So very nice. The seventh best power play in the league. I know that we gripe and grouse about this power play, and it's an inconsistent power play. And as Mark will tell you, they can't win a damn face off on the power play. They won that one, but they are the seventh best power play in the league, so we can't be too mad at them. Ooh, really nice work down low, but at the around the goal line level, but couldn't get it. Suzuki just tries to rip it. Drury is goalless in 34 games. Doesn't that sound familiar, guys? I bet he's got like a decent amount of assists though, right? Drury has 3 goals. He gets 20 points this year. Okay, he's not having a very good year. Very Drury year. 3 goals, 20 assists, or 3 goals, 20 points. And the Habs kind of don't win that face off either. They went in and got it deep and then lost it. And now the Habs are kind of just letting the Isles get chances here on the power play. What the hell's going on here, guys? Come on. What is this power play? What are they doing? What is this crap? What is crappy power play? Yes, Cole Caulfield. Cole is third, but he's tied for third with like a bunch of guys. Like Kaprizov, Robertson, Boldy, Caulfield, Geeky, and then Wyatt Johnson, Tage Thompson, and Kucherov are all kind of close too. Okay, we're back in the zone here with 28 seconds left in the power play. Hey! Dobson again! What a blast from the point! Noah Dobson, you're having a night. I thought, you know what, watching Team Canada at the Olympics, I was kind of like, really? Dobson's not better than some of these guys? Wasn't even that. I mean, Gallagher's definitely in front, but I'm surprised that there's not that much in front of the net. Oh, I mean, it's his own guy. Schaefer is the one who's really messing up his. So it's 2-0 Habs. Dobson has 40 points on the season. I mean, I don't know how you guys felt about him coming in. I think he's been lived up to the hype. Exactly what I think everyone was hoping he'd be. There's your goal. Dobson assisted by Texier and Newhook. Hey, look at that. Some new faces getting some, not new faces, but some of the non the second power play unit coming up big. Al says, "Oh no, you're like paying tribute to Al. You're not Al. You're paying tribute to Al." a great Chicago Bear. I want to say you were saying. Anyways, Dobson for Team Canada 2030. I honestly think so. I think it's possible. Sportsnet predicts Dobson on Canada. I think so. I looked at what I saw what we had at the Olympics, and I'm like no doubt Colton Parayko will not be like still able to. I mean, he might still be playing, but he won't be Olympic caliber by then. Doughty will be gone. Right hand defenseman, man, Dobson is pretty damn solid. Dobson has been pretty good all season. Getting him for a bottom six and two mid first was a steal. I think you're selling Heineman in the two first a little short, but I do think it was a good deal for the Habs. They did pay. They paid a good price for Dobson, but Al Wilson's a Denver Bronco. Sorry, not a Chicago Bear or Bronco. So I have to ask because he is the highest paid player on the team, and they paid a steep price to get him. Has Dobson been worth the hype so far? How old is Noah Dobson? I believe he's 25, right? Noah Dobson is, oh, he just turned 26. Let's get him that to third goal. Third goal. This is the best game I've seen Dobson play with the Habs on offense, I think. But there have been some nights where he's been very dominant with the puck, I find. Oh, you did get to meet Al Wilson. That's good. Because if you think he's the man, I'm glad you got to meet the man. Canada could win power play faceoffs. I know, Mark. I wish Mark Talifer was here tonight. He would let us know. He's the Canadians being unable to win power play faceoffs is upsets him greatly, and I can only imagine the Habs, Team Canada, not doing the same. Slavkovsky's birthday is in March, Karen, I believe. March 30th. Slav's birthday is March 30th, at which point he will turn 22 years old. What a young man. Oh, Hudson with a nice move and just missed a shot wide. Has Slav stopped growing? It's the opposite. He's actually gotten a little slimmer. Uh, Slav has. He's lost a little bit of the baby fat. He's kind of, I think, at 225 now. So he's not a big, as beefy as he was, but he's still a big dude. Feels like Sikorsky has played for a while. I know they've had him since he was 18. Oh, what a move! Who was that? Was that Newhook again? He's having a night. Tried to set up Texier in front. Are we hearing any trade rumors for the Habs? Well, RDS just announced that they are trying to find a new home for Line. So it's going to happen. Has he stopped growing height wise? Yes, he is a 6'3", right? 6'3" is where he's at. Yes, he's not going to get any taller. No early 20s growth spurt for Slav. He's nice at 6'3". Kirby Doc's at 6'4". They got some big boys on this team. Happy to see everybody back and healthy. I do think this team's got a little more edge with not edge, but I don't know. They got a little more with the Newhook and Doc. I know Newhook and Doc have they paid a heavy price to get both Newhook and Doc, and they haven't quite delivered. But I do admit that there are games where you watch them and you're like, oh yeah, I can see why you felt like you didn't need more first rounders in your life and you took a chance on these guys. Like I get it. Men stop growing at age 22. I was kind of a late bloomer and I kind of leveled off at about 20. I think about 20 I was like that's where I kind of ended. I was 6 feet at my tallest and I'm probably like a little slouchier now, but by the way, in case you're wondering, where our old pal Alexander Romanov is, he's out for 5 6 months with shoulder. He had surgery, I should say, in late November. So it was a 5 to 6 month prognosis in late November, and he started skating, but it's shoulder surgery, so skating is not that exciting. Yeah, look at Doc in front of the net. That's a nice play. It was this was okay, it was Suzuki who fed Texier with that really nice play. That makes a lot of sense. Nick's tying goal is unbelievable. I watched it multiple times. I still don't understand how he got that. It was awesome. I was so happy for him. I felt like he wasn't getting a lot of respect on the team, and then he sort of won. And then, as John Cooper said, they needed a goal, and he delivered. Heard Bobrovsky rumblings. I'd be really shocked. The Florida Panthers have no. I know that they're like everybody's hurt and they're not having a great year, but they're not going to give up, and they're not going to. They still need Bobrovsky to be their number one goalie. I doubt it. Line A straight up for Trent Frederick. I think they would rather just like trade him for nothing and take the 4.5 mil that he's owed, or like the cat like the 50%. Oh, oh, nice try by Suzuki there. Kind of got behind the play and got a breakaway. Yeah, but so I don't think they're interested in a Trent Frederick type or some guy who's got a lot of term. I think Hughes really places a premium on players who don't have a lot of term left, which is I think why he was super comfortable taking Dano, where he's like, whatever, Dano's got a year left after this, like manageable. Absolutely no way. Oh, do we got a 4-on-2 developing here? Kind of. Oh, what a great pass by Slav to Demidov, but Demidov ended up behind the net, and he couldn't. Sorokin didn't give him a chance to like do a bank shot there. Listen to this. You won't believe me. About 30 seconds before Nick tied the game, I thought Nick was going to score. Well, Karen, if it's true, can you think right now that Suzuki's going to score? A 3-0 lead would be fantastic right about now. Well, Edmonton signed Frederick for 8 years. Oh God, yes, it's a terrible deal. You know what? Uh, Jack Guy's about to go off for a penalty, but he might take somebody with him here. He definitely got in D'Angelo's kitchen. Anyways, Jack Guy's definitely going to the box. Okay, Slav goes to the box. Sorry, Slav to the box, and then what else happened here? That's it. Well, this is a big one. There's 3:30 left in the second period. Habs are up 2-0. I was about to go on the power play. They have the second worst power play in the league. So if they can keep the Isles off the scoreboard here and then go into the intermission, still up two, much better situation than giving up a goal here. So and the Habs take a high stick off the draw, 7 seconds. So it's gonna be a nearly it's gonna be a minute 53, 5-on-3. I mean, this is now suddenly a very good opportunity for the Isles. So the Isles would now have a 5-on-3 for 153 off the draw. Matheson high sticked a guy. So this is not a great place to be for the Habs. But they're able to clear it right off the draw. So and the Habs still have a bad PK. Do you think that Jano has helped? But they're still not. They're still a 26th in the league. Oh, Horvat, the bumper in front, not able to get a handle on it. Nice shot, Horvat, but Gooley's able to deflect it wide. Oh, Horvat with a big blast, and Montembeau's able to make the save. But the Habs can't clear it. Still in it. And they score. Schaefer with a point shot. Well, it was a long, long 5-on-3, and Schaefer just had all this room to walk in, got into the high slot, used Carrier as a screen, and so through Carrier's legs and beats Montevo. Not the most. Look, it's a 5-on-3, man. You're not gonna pin that on the goalie, but like, I don't know. And really, Carrier out there, I don't know. He doesn't look great. Everybody scores 5-on-3, but us. Ryan Katz says, I know. Why do they have so much trouble 5-on-3? A. Anderson steals the puck behind the net. There's still a minute 47 left in the second period. There's still a chance here. Oh, shoot. Now it's 2-0. Oy, oy, oy. So was that Schaefer again? Sure was. Schaefer with the wraparound. Turnaround. Oh my goodness. What a goal. So it's Dobson 2 and Dobson's spiritual successor 2. Well, the second period is over, and man, do things change in a real hurry. Looked like the Habs were gonna walk away with this one pretty comfortably, and then Matthew Schaefer showed up, and good lord, is he what a pick, man! First overall pick, eh? The Canadiens had the game in control until the 5-on-3. They sure did. Let me guess. Intermission is going to talk all day long about Schaefer. Well, I mean, he did score twice in 55 seconds. He's a pretty good. By the way, welcome back, Pimfash. Happy to see you again. Habs of control, take dumb penalties, tie game about 2 minutes. It's one thing that separates us from being a contender. It's the immature play and indicative of where we are. But they might still win. But I do not great. I will concede that it's not great that they've coughed up this lead. And I was saying it earlier when Brock Nelson and Anders Lee were running wild for the Isles. They had a real knack for coming back in games. Those guys would just park their fat butts in front of the net and come back. Um, it seems like Matt Schaefer is now the guy to do it. And is Demidov even playing tonight? He's been invisible. I have, yeah. Besides that one really great shift, haven't really seen much of the second line tonight. They're the most out of the rusty guys coming out of this break. They're the rustiest looking. Personally, Slavkovsky did not deserve that penalty, Ryan Katz said. Pim Fash says Schaefer scored. Did you see Schaefer? How about that Schaefer? Let's discuss Schaefer. Can we analyze Schaefer? Schaefer's a very good defenseman. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I mean, he's great. He's was the first overall pick. Um, they got a good one. They're confident enough in Matt Schaefer that they're like, oh, we can embark on like kind of a semi rebuild here and trade Dobson and not and get some forwards and some prospects for Dobson. So, I mean, Schaefer's really good, man. C'est la vie. He's winning the Calder, Rick says. I think he's got a very good chance to win the Calder. He's probably going to win the Calder. Yeah. And I think Matthew Schaefer I think, should have been on Team Canada. I think. They were going to put Celebrini on. I think they should have put Matt Schaefer on. Was he on? No, he wasn't on, was he? I would have put Schaefer on, to be honest. Here, that's my Matthew Schaefer take. I would have put him on the Olympic team, to be honest. I think it would have been a good experience for him. Like Celebrini. Like Celebrini, there was a huge controversy. Oh, is Celebrini going to be on the team? Like it's hard to imagine Celebrini not having been on that team. I would have done the same with Schaefer. You know that guy's going to be your best defenseman in 4 years. Why not just have him there or whatever? Like Makar, whatever. Makar might still be there, but you know what I mean. I don't think. I don't know. The defenseman was a weird mix. I'm not saying like Theodore and like Pareko, and I mean, I fully understand why Doughty had to be there, but Doughty was lousy. Um, he can't play anymore. But I would have put Schaefer there. I don't know who I would have taken out. I would have taken out like Sanheim. I think Schaefer's better than Sanheim. Schaefer's better than Sanheim's ever gonna be. Sanheim's a perfectly fine defenseman. I like him. I don't think he's bad, but I just like I would have put yeah. Agree, but they have to honor the aging vets with their last Olympic game ever. Yeah, I get that. I get that like here, Al with the replace Sanheim, Doughty, Pareko with Schaefer, Bouchard, Dobson. Man, that defense is electric with those guys. I don't know if they're good at defense, but they're definitely electric. Yeah, the defense just seemed a little slow. It seemed like they had too many guys that just like too many guys that were just like not. Mm, they needed like a little more pizzazz. And then when Josh Morrissey got hurt, I really feel like the defense got exposed a little bit. I didn't think that like I know Shea Theodore is a good defenseman, but I'm like honestly, Schaefer's not better than that guy already. I think he is. I think Schaefer's that good. Anyways, that's my hot Olympic take. Wilson and Marchand. Well, no, those guys played well. I'm not going to second guess too many of these things, but Pim says, yes, we know Schaefer's winning the Calder. They decided this months ago. Demidov would need 140 points. They've been pushing Schaefer all season. Uh, wait, are you saying that Schaefer's like overrated? Or are you just saying that it's like predetermined he's gonna win? I will say that like there is a bit of, although I will say that Hudson was not pushed to be the Calder winner. That they had other guys, and that at a certain point it was so overwhelming that they had to give it to Hudson. Somebody could do that, but so far Deminoff tonight is not looking so hot. Dobson 2 goals equals 2 goals. Schaefer 2 goals equals taking over the game. The Schaefer what pimp? You're gonna have to explain. You're gonna have to explain why you feel a type of way about Schaefer. Pimp, you're gonna have to explain why you're feeling a type of way about Schaefer. I get like I get it. We all kind of come in with our like our guys, right? Like who's the guy? Who's the guy? There's a guy like, the guy who doesn't like Timur. Like he doesn't like Cole Caulfield, and that's just like his thing, and like it's totally cool. But like Matthew Schaefer is like a weird. Like you're gonna have to explain to me like what happened to make you feel a type of way about Schaefer. Because he just seems like he's come in and been really good. And he seems super talented, and like he's 18, and like his mom died, and it was like super sad. He was hurt, and like he just seems like a good player. Like I don't know why you feel a type of way about him. You're gonna have to explain why you feel a type of way about him. I need to know. Like you've opened this up, and I need to know. I need to know what's going on. Okay, hold on. We got an explanation. Schaefer is awesome, but the TSN broadcast is acting like he's the second coming of Christ and no one else is playing. Nothing to do with Schaefer, just the brutal TSN broadcast. Okay, I get it now. I concede. I concede, pimp. That is annoying when they do that. I'm not. I have to admit, I'm not watching on TSN tonight. I'm watching the RDS feed, where they are not talking about. They're not talking about Schaefer, but they're not. They're talking about Hab stuff. So that's why I didn't know that. I didn't know that TSN was going wild for Schaefer. It is annoying. They pick their favorites and they do go a little crazy sometimes. I will admit that. Yes, Demidov is in this discussion, and he didn't bother to show up tonight. Yeah, he's not having a super exciting game. I don't know what's up. He has no shots on goal tonight. Like, just a real nothing burger game for Demidov tonight. I don't know why. I guess he's playing with Slavkovsky and Kapanen as well, who are coming back out of the break. Maybe they're a little like not quite up to speed, but Demidov had a nice chance earlier when he tried to bank a shot off, and then they had a nice shift. So it's not hopeless for Demidov, but he hasn't like. I thought he and Slavkovsky were going to come. Young guys were going to come out swinging this game. It hasn't quite happened that way. I've liked what I've seen from. Obviously, the first lines look really good. I think this Newhook Texier line I like a lot with Evans. That line has quite a bit of speed. I like that. I like that line. Karen says, I can't bear watching the English broadcasts. TSN, etc. Toronto centric BS. Betting ads, it's gross. Yes, there's a lot of gambling. A lot of gambling ads out there. They're the ones paying. They're the ones paying, but no ads here. Everything's this is all free. This is all free. I'm doing it. Everybody's they're all free here, so you get what you get. But I'll never force you to watch a gambling ad. I promise you that. I might tell you the poly market numbers because I find them fascinating, but I won't. I won't force y'all. Newhook, even with the rust, has looked good. He's skating like the wind. That's really what's encouraging about him tonight. He doesn't look like he's like lost a step, which I think is like kind of cool. So the Isles are actually doing quite a bit better in chances. 9-3 in high danger chances for the Islanders tonight. I did not expect to see that, but during the Olympics, the broadcaster called Nick's second goal as first, and that he was a support player. Yeah, I heard the Nick second thing as his first goal. That was super bizarre. What a super bizarre mistake to make. I did hear that one. That was weird. Jack Eye playing 834 with 5 hits. Yeah, I like what I've seen tonight from Jack Eye. It's Carrier and Matheson that are the minuses so far. Um, Matheson's actually fourth in ice time, which is like pretty surprising for him. A lot of Gooley tonight. Gooley's look good, I thought. Gooley's blocked a few shots. The high danger chances are just more evidence of a young team still learning how to play Defense, yes, they are more of an offensive team than a defensive team right now, which is why, Pimp, I was asking earlier if you thought they were going to, because the trade deadline is coming up on March 6th. So I wanted to know if y'all thought they were going to be busy or not. And I think they're going to get a defenseman. That would be my guess. My guess is that they're shopping for a defenseman, but I don't know. Especially now that Engstrom is gone for 4 weeks. So, like, their backup plan is out. Gallagher still plays like a big dog. Well, he took a big block in the second period, but he hasn't missed. He didn't miss a shift. He was out right away, but he definitely took a block to a shot with his skate and it looked like it really smarted. All right, we are back for the third period. Yeah, this game is breezing by tonight, I find. Blue says once Newhook gets a few games under him, I think he'll be on the second line. Who's he going to replace, though? Is he going to replace Kapanen? I think they like what they see from Kapanen, so it'll be tough. And then I don't think he's going to replace like Demidov or anything, unless Demidov continues to struggle. But he hasn't really struggled. He's just had two bad periods. I mean, he can turn it around pretty fast. Wow, Schaefer's got 18 goals already this season. That is really impressive, actually. That's really good. Chris Cuthbert said that about Suzuki. I hate Chris Cuthbert. Yeah, Cuthbert is a iconic voice, but he's definitely like got the Toronto blinders on the last, especially working with Craig Simpson for so long. Craig Simpson clearly doesn't watch anything outside of the Leafs. You can tell he like whenever I watch him, like he has literally nothing to say about the other. It's like the other team is not playing. Like it's not even that he like says anything disparaging about the other teams. Literally like doesn't know, will not comment on like another player on another team other than the Leafs. And I just feel like it's kind of rubbed off on Cuthbert over the years. Rick says that Suzuki was mistreated by Cooper, had him as a winger until Crosby got hurt, and then he shifted him to center and he did excellent. Yeah, I mean, it's a good team. Hard to find place. Actually, very impressed with Newhook considering his long layoff. Some of the other players, not sure of the excuse. Yeah, Demidov you'd think would be a little fresher tonight. Blues thinks Cappy is the guy to leave that line. So Newhook's got to be a good center though. Oh, we got a penalty right away. Well, the Habs are currently 1 for 1 on the power play, and they're now about to get another opportunity to score on the power play. And will need to because they're tied up 2-2. Holmstrom, who I think has been quite strong on the forecheck tonight, just gets a stick right into Dobson, and that was an easy call. Karen says ignorant. I think you're talking about Cuthbert still. I think we're talking about Cuthbert still. Cuthbert called the last Habs Cup though. That was Cuthbert or was that Bob Cole? That wasn't Bob Cole. Jim Houston was great broadcasting Montreal sports teams for TSN. Yeah, Houston's a legend. Ah, Demidov with a bad pass on the power play. Well, now I'm doing that thing where I'm like focusing on him and he's not doing well. I should stop. Habs battling in the corner, but we're now minute 20 down this power play, and they haven't really set up anything in the offensive zone yet. Okay, there you go. Nice give and go to get the puck back to Hudson at the point. Caulfield down low, but Suzuki passed it into his skates, and he just like could not get a handle. And now the puck is cleared again. Yeah, exactly. It was Cole and Neal that called that game in the '90s, was it not? That's to my memory. Okay, second power play unit out again. Doc and Newhook with Texier. Love to see it. Ah, but Dobson with kind of a low energy shot, and then the Habs gave up a 3-on-1, and that was bad. But now they get a 2-on-1 going the other way, but Cizikas, who has spent a very long career sacrificing his body on the PK, does it again to break up the 2-on-1. And then Dobson clearly looking for that third goal. 2 point shots now. That not really. Cuthbert did a few series. My memory ain't what it used to be. My memory ain't what it used to be either. So I could be wrong, but I mean, look, Cuthbert and Cole were definitely the play-by-play guys at that point. I don't remember who did what, but I think Cole did the main games. But yeah, Cuthbert's a legend. Look, I don't want to like disparage Cuthbert too much. I mean, the guy's been at it a long time, but I do think that as Rogers has like gotten its talons in the whole broadcast, I feel like it's become so Toronto centric, and he's kind of gone along with it. All right. Oh, Hudson picked off at the point. Heineman breakaway, and he missed the nets. That was a nice play by Hudson. Sorry, by Heineman at the end of that power play for the Habs, and that power play for the Habs was not good. Habs are looking rusty. Hi, Arminio, by the way. Welcome back. I think Cuthbert worked with Don Whitman in those days. Yeah, I was trying to remember like who's the color guy for those ones, because obviously, yeah, Harry Neal was with Cole, and then who was the other? Greg Millen was Greg Millen at that point. Greg Millen, not long after retirement, got in there too. Did they get a shot on net during the power play? I don't believe they did. They did not get a shot on that power play, Rick. They don't actually have a shot this period at all. That was Jack guy who'd cough it up. He'd be benched for 5 games. Yeah, he doesn't have the same. Definitely doesn't have the same rope that a Hudson might. Oh, nice try by Caulfield from a really bad angle. Actually got a good rebound out of that, and then Doc had oh, Caden Gooley with a nice hit, but the Isles still get in the zone, so it's like not. It's like one of those hits where it's like, ooh, that's nice, but it didn't really change the play. Although now the Habs are able to get it up the ice. Oh, Kapanen! Kapanen with a nice chance in front of the net. Holmstrom again. He's having a good night. Just kind of like he's a bit like Heineman, just kind of a big forward that can sort of got like nice finish, but he can kind of get to the net and get to the gritty areas. He's big. He's a good pickup, that guy. Kind of like one of those mid first draft first rounders that you don't really know if you're gonna. Oh, really nice centering pass across the crease from Silkovsky to Demidov, and Demidov just whiffed on it. I don't even think he saw that pass coming. Oh, puck the dump in, hit the end boards, came back out right in front of Sorokin, and he had to like move out of the way so it wouldn't deflect and like touch him and go in. Yeah. Cooley leveled the guy, and then Matheson leveled his guy, right? Like 2 seconds later. Kyle McLean just got a penalty. So we got a delayed penalty call. So 6 guys in the zone. Hey, maybe the Habs can make something happen here. Nope. Instead, Habs will go on the power play with 12:16 left in the third period. It is tied 2-2 as it has been since the end of the second period. So the Habs are currently 1 for 2 on the power play, as are the Isles. So let's see what they can do. Ray Holden says Harry Neal was a great color guy. One of my favorite lines. That guy is so slow it takes him an hour and a half to watch 60 minutes. That is pretty good. I liked Harry Neal too a lot. Peak Bob Cole Harry Neal was like no duo more Canadian than those two. Legends, both of them. Suzuki looks like he's jet lagged. Arminio says, "Yeah, he's not. He started off okay. They've had their moments that first line. The second line's been much worse than the first line, I think, tonight. But Suzuki had. I mean, Suzuki should have scored tonight. He absolutely ripped one off the post in the first period. And then he also had another one where, with one hand on the stick, he was able to set up. I think it was Texier in front of the net with another chance. So Suzuki's had his 2 chances to get on the scoreboard tonight. Did not succeed, but as this game has progressed and now the Islanders are back in it, the Habs are looking for somebody to like. All right, here's the power play. And once again, the Habs lose the faceoff on the power play. Where's Mark Talifer when you need him? Okay, now the Habs are set up in the offensive zone here. Oh, Suzuki fed Caulfield down low, and then Caulfield tried to send it across really fast to Demidov. Demidov was right like back door, and he was a little too close to Sorokin, and Sorokin was able to intercept that pass. And then he was going for the shot. I think he was going for the shot, but to like maybe try to get a rebound in there. Is that the fourth PP? No, it's the third for the Habs so far. The one for two. Oh, nice little pass by Demidov, but sailed a little too far. Oh, Demidov with the one timer, but oh, hot pass by Demidov to Suzuki, but now Demidov's wide open. They're gonna get it to him. Broken stick, but it doesn't matter. The broken stick one timer shot floats to Sorokin, but I think the knuckler got him, and the puck ended up right in front of the net, and Caulfield taps it in. Big goal. The Habs are now 2 for 3 on the power play tonight. Very nice play. So it's a blast from I think Demidov, and then oh no, it's Slavkovsky with the broken stick. Demidov was the one in front. Demidov, I think, fed it to Caulfield. Did he get a piece of it? That is now 33 goals on the season for Caulfield and Demidov, who you guys were predicting was gonna do something with 5 minutes to go. Well, he did it with something with 10 minutes to go. Not quite five. But yeah, we got ourselves a lead again. Hold on, the goal's not okay. Now the goal loaded. So it's 35 assists for Demidov and 25 for Slavkovsky on the season. Does that mean how close is Slav to 50 points here? 46. 46 for Slav and 47 for Demidov on the season. Very nice. Ryan Katz says Montembeau's been solid tonight. Yeah, he's made 18 saves on 20 shots, and I can't say no chance on either goal. I mean, yeah, I mean one's a 5-on-3, and the other he just kind of ripped it through traffic. It was a power play goal. No, Karen, did it happen? Yeah, it happened. It was a power play goal. Oh, Pajot threw a bunch of traffic, and Montembeau, I have no idea how he saw it, but he did save it. Yikes. Guys, it's still just a one goal game. You do not want to give that one back. Kelly called a big goal. Karen did call it a goal for Caulfield. And Habs are gaining momentum, Rick says. Finally. So it's 8:30 left in the third period. It's 3-2 Montreal. Dobson with your goal scorer. He scored 2 goals tonight. Caulfield scored one. Alex Newhook has 1 assist in his first game back. He's been out for 3 months with a fractured ankle, and he's back and looking pretty solid, playing on a line with Texier and Jake Evans. There's some speed to burn on that line. Speed to burn and not so bad in the not a physical line, but not a bunch of pushovers either. It's not bad. Not a bad line. I don't mind it. Blue says nice save by Monty. I know it was a nice save. I'm not really sure how he saw it. There was a lot of traffic in front of the net. Arminio says we need Monty to be good for a stretch. The deadline's coming up. The deadline's coming up, and the goalies you have, the goalies you have, they have a really interesting. If like let's say Montembeau, if Montembeau plays half decent, he stays. It's fine. If he falls flat on his face, like, do you bring Fowler back up? Do you trade for a guy? Like, what do you do? But I think if he shows anything, if he's he doesn't have to be like that good. I think if he's just half decent, they're gonna roll with it because acquiring a goalie will be incredibly difficult. They're not exactly giving him out, so maybe you get a veteran, but like you already have Kakanen's that guy already, and I don't know if like adding I don't know, like a Nijelkovic type is really, or a James Reimer type is really gonna like move the needle. So it'd be really interesting to see what happens with the Habs. But I mean, I think they're kind of just stuck with Montembeau, to be honest. I think it'd be really hard to do anything else. So he has to play really well. They have a new goalie coach. Uh, so there you go. Hey, 10:45 for Jack Eye. Not bad. He's had a good game. He got at least 5 hits tonight, right? Jack Eye has. Oh shoot! I was like, man, there's no hits tonight. I'm like, oh, it's because looking at the Islanders. No, Jack Eye's got 4 hits tonight. Very nice. Monty, season after season, does well in the final 6 weeks. It brought back the wave, which is like, is it tied to Texier? Is that why this thing has happened? Or oh, bad giveaway by the Habs. But Slavkovsky recognized it right away and just jumped into the play to prevent it. Although it's not exactly working. Yeah, there you go. I mean, just a bad shift all around for both sides, missing a couple of opportunities. Karen is adamant the Habs are not trading any goalies. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think if Montembeau cracks again, I think you're going to have to go with Fowler. And I don't think that there's really anybody out there that like is too exciting because you're not trading for someone that you're getting, because they have their future goalie, or at least the guy that they want to like groom into that role. I mean, that's why they fired the goalie coach, right? They want to like work with the guys they've got. Oof, Montembeau makes a nice save. Yeah, Slav is not making good passes tonight. He's the one who's looking really rusty tonight, I will say. I have not been super impressed with Slav tonight. Man, the Leafs. I mean, the Leafs are going to be with the whole Austin Matthews thing and them not making the playoffs. They're going to be, for better or for worse, they are actually the biggest storyline of this like end of the season. Like it, they should do a bit of a rebuild. They are not going to do that. I don't think they can. I don't think they can, but they have to try. They got to do something. I don't know. It's a mess. Oof, Detroit Ottawa close game. Sid's gonna lose his mind tomorrow. Sid Sixera. Yeah, we were talking about him earlier. Sid Sixera, you're talking about, or Sidney Crosby? Sidney Crosby's never gonna lose his mind. Sid Sixera is definitely gonna lose his mind. Karen says, I just heard RDS say about the kicking no goal. It's good if it hits an opposing player, except the goalie. Okay, that's the thing. It was the goalie that it hit. That's why I was kind of like, well, I hit somebody, and he's behind the net. How can you have a kicking motion behind the net? But what's done is done. We are now with a little less than 5 minutes to play. The Habs are ahead by 1 goal. It's 3-2. Dobson has scored twice. Um, and Cole Caulfield has scored the other. His 33rd of the season. He is well on his way to 40, maybe 50. Maybe. Pajot. Where's that? What a nice move by Pajot to enter the zone. Yo, Pajot. Pajot's one of those guys that for years it was like, okay, well, the Isles are going to rebuild. They're going to trade Pajot. He's out of here. And he just keeps hanging around the Islanders. And he's still pretty solid. And they still need him. And I'm sure Roy counts on him a bunch. Good player, Pajot, to be honest. 5-1. Is this the Leafs game? Yeah, eh? Yikes. Yikes. I hope there's no OT in Ottawa. Yeah, the Canadians don't benefit if there's a 3-point game. Karen says Patrick Waugh irritates me. Always have. Really, even when he was winning cups for the Habs. Karen's asking if Brady Kachuk got booed. I don't know. Did he? I didn't hear. Leafs lose. I don't think there's any chance they got to make the playoffs. I think they got to just admit their truth and see if they can get a first rounder for Scott Lawton. They won't, but they got to try. Oh, D'Angelo, man, moving pretty well, but he's also not very good on defense. And Max says I could never be an NHLer. Besides the lack of talent, I'm also notoriously lazy. Hey, know thyself, they always say. So as long as you know. Oh, nice chance, Suzuki to Caulfield, but Caulfield was on his backhand and he could not get a shot off. Okay, 2:23 and Isles pulling their goalie. And it's 3-3. Anders Lee, man. I told you guys, Anders Lee and Brock Nelson back in the day would just park their butts in front of the net and just bang home some garbage. And that's exactly what happened. The puck actually hits Lee in the back and goes in. Never even touched his stick. Brutal. This one is 141. This game is probably going overtime. Patrick Waugh, the man who revolutionized pulling your goalie with like 8 minutes left, pulled their goalie at 2:23 left, and uh, turned out okay for him. So that's Anders Lee, assisted by, doesn't say yet. Kelly Morgan says there were chances to get it out and they failed. And Arminio says not clutch. No, it was not. Horvat and Holmstrom got the assists on that one, by the way. Karen Rooney hates OT. By the way, how did you guys feel about 3-on-3 OT in the Olympics? I can't say I liked it. Pimpfash says you mess up. You spend 30 minutes in your own zone and you mess up 1,000 chances to clear. That's what happens every time. Blue says, but the Habs have been the better team. Max, just like me. Anders Lee, the shake of the head, being like, it's a good player. It's a good player. What do you want? Martin St. Louis calling a timeout with 101 left in the third period. Don't know why he's. Yeah, I mean, hey, you got it. You're not going to use it in overtime probably, so might as well try. Can the Habs get anything done in the final 50 seconds of the game before overtime? Can Horvat? Horvat, my goodness. Off the rush. Well, should not be surprised that the first game back going overtime. Going OT, baby. It's 3-3, 26-23 in shots Isles. I think the Habs are going to feel like this was one that got away from them. I think they really had no reason why they shouldn't have pulled away from this one tonight. And they let the Isles hang around, and a Patrick Waugh team could be dangerous, man. These guys, Patrick Waugh knows how to have the guys play for him. Olympic overtime. McDavid trying to be Superman just lost his goal on a stupid play. That's 3-on-3 though. That's what 3-on-3 doesn't. You can't just go like all balls to the wall on 3-on-3. Like you will pay the price. 3-on-3 is dangerous in that way. Pimpfash says, oh, hold on. Pimpfash says There's plenty they could do. Stop seeing their zones in the second period. Stop playing so passively in their own zone. Be more aggressive, and they did none of that. Max says Patrick was in a good mood tonight. Yeah, he's happy to get overtime on the road. Karen, my nerves. I know. Ugh. Anyways, after Canada, man, after the Canadian game, especially the women's game, I don't feel the nerves. The nerves are a little less tonight for a Thursday night at the Bell Center. Blue says, they're just lucky bounce away from a regulation win. Not much you can do. Ryan Cat says, OT in Ottawa. Mark Tallifer's back. Hi, Mark. Welcome back. You missed Canada. I was going to ask you, Mark, about Canada not being able to win a face-off on the power play. I feel like your pet peeve for the Habs moved over to Canada. Anyways, as Max said, they squandered 2 leads tonight. Okay, well, the Habs won the face-off to start OT. Rick says this team does not look like an energized team. Lack of the winning instinct. Suzuki with a nice chance. Pimfash says, big deal about the point. This is a game that should have been over ages ago. Now it's a coin flip of OT against the best O team in the NHL. Are the Isles the best OT team in the NHL? That surprises me. It doesn't surprise me, actually. Barzal and Schaefer are absolute demons with the puck. It should not shock me. I was going to say, can Hudson do it all on his own? I mean, all Habs so far in the on the 3-on-3 overtime. But they haven't actually gotten a chance. Just more in the zone, waiting for their chance. Which is whatever. It's how you do it. All right, Slav with Demidov now out after Caulfield and Suzuki had some nice zone time. Demidov going for the shot. Wasn't able to get it done. Blue disagrees with Pimp. Says, it is a big point. I mean, it is a big point. We don't deny it's a big point, but, kind of blew the... Detroit won? Damn. Breakaway Pajot. And he ends it. Pajot had a good game, man. All right. Pajot tucks a backhand under Montembeau's wickets on a breakaway. Dano completely missed his man on 3-on-3. I think he was struggling about whether to get off the ice or not. Let Pajot get by him, and it's over. Not a great. Let's see, Patrick Waugh. Patrick Waugh's happy. Anyways, Patrick was thrilled. Are you thrilled? How are you feeling about that one? Not great. Yeah, let me know your final thoughts. So we're back to our regular scheduled programming. Gonna do a little more of these, I think. Gonna try to maybe do the Saturday game. Maybe. I'll let you guys know. Definitely, otherwise, we'll be doing the weekday games. But we are getting near the stretch run, so the Saturday games are pretty important. Otherwise, next Wednesday, we're back with Hockey Inside Out. New shows right on to the end of the season. I thank you for your patience. I know we haven't run the episodes. Everybody got a much needed break. Um, and then, yeah, just like we have some series coming out. Over the break, Stu Cowan did his top 25 Habs of the last 25 years. That was a lot of fun. Hope you read it. Let me know what you thought. And then we've got a new series coming out, The State of the Fan in 2026. Who's a Habs fan in 2026? What does a Habs fan look like? What do they like about the team? What they don't like? What walk of life do they come from? How do they feel about things? Brendan Kelly's going to delve into that. We're talking to a bunch of different fans. We have the first one up with Habs Cave, who might just be the biggest Habs fan of them all. Read Brendan Kelly's feature on Sunil, the Habs Cave host, and let me know if you think you're a bigger Habs fan than him, because I don't think you are. He seems pretty freaking obsessed. So, yeah, let me know about all that good stuff. I'll leave the chat up a little bit longer. You guys are still going. Uh, you can also check out the highlights on thegazette.com. The link is the pinned one. Um, yeah, I'm happy to be back. Happy you guys all came back. Um, Not so happy about the result. I think the Canadians really blew this one. Didn't feel like they should have lost, if I'm being real. C'est la vie. Kelly says, "Well, that was disappointing. I gave up leads at home. Cliche, but points are such a premium with such a short schedule down the stretch. Oh my God, what the hell happened to my?" Ugh. Kat says, Dilbish gonna be Nets on Saturday. I think so. Thank you for joining, Rick. Better team lost. Islanders got luck this game. Yeah, but they let them hang around. They let them hang around. Patrick was happy because his team played a full 60. I don't think they played a full 60, Pimp. I think they played much better as the like in the third. They didn't play very well, I thought, in like the like mid first to late second. There was like a good 25 minutes where I thought the Habs were very clearly the better team, and then, but in the third period, I thought the Habs were better for like 5 6 minutes too, and then they Gary says a battle of non-contenders. Well, aren't you an avowed Sens fan? I think both these teams are better than the Sens. I think. Didn't the Sens just lose tonight to the Wings? Thanks for joining, Pimp. Have a good one as well. Karen says I should ask for likes. Okay, like the chat. Like the chat. You don't have to like the chat. Like the chat, don't like the chat. It's all good. Whatever you choose to do in life, it's all good. I'm just happy you're here. But if you like the chat, that's good too. Monty has got to go. I don't know. Tonight, I wouldn't pin tonight on him. I thought the team in front of him let him down at certain intervals. Anders Lee's a big body in front of the net on the game tying goals. Not much money could do about that one. Schaefer was, I mean, all over the place tonight. And then Pajot on a breakaway. Like, what do you want? I don't know. I think this was overall not a very impressive defensive performance from the Habs. Uh, all right. Well, that's it for me. Thank y'all for coming. About last night on the MontrealGazette.com. You can check it out. Hidden Game also on the MontrealGazette.com. Check it out as well. All the highlights, all the commentary, all the opinion. The Habs are back. We are back. It's going to be a crazy stretch drive to the end of the season. The Habs play so many games. There's a trade deadline coming. The Canadiens are possibly going to do a lot because they're pretty good, but they need to improve a lot. So they might do some stuff. I think it's a very exciting time to be a Habs fan. They're a good team, but they're not quite there yet. And there's a lot that can happen. So stay tuned. Hockey Inside Out. We're gonna have everything for you. More of everything. There's just like more of everything coming. So stay tuned. Thank you all for joining. I'll see you guys next game.